Well, they say he's a Guyanese. So Guyanese, come to the front of the class. Now, last month, it was a Jamaican police officer who was arrested by ICE in Maine, working as a uniformed police officer, issued a firearm and everything, only come to find out he had long overstayed his visa by years and was not supposed to be working in the United States of America, let alone working as a armed police officer. Now we have another one. Let's get into this story. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. If you've never been here before, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Click the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time a new video goes up on SouFLoTV. Here is more U.S. immigration shenanigans. ICE has arrested Des Moines School Superintendent Ian Andre Roberts, and they say that he is a criminal illegal alien with a prior weapons charge, and he is working as a superintendent. I know many are going to ask, how could this be? Kind of like the same question we were asking when the police officer was caught in Maine. How did he pass all those background checks, go to training, graduated, got his badge and his gun issued and his uniform, and worked fully as a police officer when he wasn't even supposed to be in the country in the first place? Well, here goes this story. So, on Friday, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, they arrested the superintendent of the Des Moines, Iowa public school system, Dr. Ian Andre Roberts. This is a high-ranking job position, superintendent of the Des Moines, Iowa public school system, not principal of one particular high school. This is the head honcho big dog that oversees everything from everybody. Dr. Ian Andre Roberts. And they are accusing him of being a criminal, illegal alien with prior weapons charge. Now, this individual, or suspect as they call him, was arrested in possession of a loaded gun in a vehicle that was provided by Des Moines Public Schools. So you have one of those jobs where they even provide you with a vehicle at your disposal. And inside of that vehicle, he had a loaded gun. After he fled federal law enforcement, Sam Olson, the Director of Enforcement and Removal Operations in ICE's St. Paul, Minnesota office, said in a press release that Dr. Ian Roberts got ghost on them. He took off. They had to chase him. How this illegal alien was hired without work authorization, with a final order of deportation or removal, and a prior weapons charge, is beyond comprehension, and this should alarm the parents of that school district, is what he said. ICE also said that in its press release that Dr. Roberts, a former Olympic middle distance runner, was in possession of a loaded gun. He also had $3,000 in cash on him and a fixed blade hunting knife when he was apprehended. Adding, they also said that he sped away in his car first. After the officers approached him, he tried to leave on a speed chase. A senior ICE official told Fox News that he soon abandoned the vehicle and took off on foot, running. And he ran into some bushy areas and he went hiding. And then he was found in the nearby bushes around Yo, I gotta laugh. He was found in the nearby bushes around 200 yards away with the help of the Iowa State Police canine dog. Jesus Christ. The man dresses in a three-piece suit to go to work, okay? Hard bottom dress shoes and all. Could you imagine how he took off down the road, parked the car, jumped out, and ran into the bushes in his three-piece suit, dashed the jacket off the three-piece suit, and was running in his vest and his tie and everything. And then he hid in the bushes, and these people stayed there and called for backup with canine dogs. And when the canine dogs came, they let the canine dogs go into the woods, into the bushes, and the canine dogs found him. Now, y'all know when the canine dogs find you, how they do, right? So I'm expecting that the good old doctor probably got some bites from this canine dog. So, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds, which is a Republican, called this arrest shocking in a statement on Saturday. We are a nation of laws that must be enforced. Those who believe immigration laws are optional, they are dangerously wrong, is what she said. Progressive groups and lawmakers in Iowa, they lamented Roberts' arrest, with Democratic State Representative Larry McBurney of Des Moines calling it an outright disgrace and accusing ICE of treating our schools as political battlegrounds for federal overreach. So the school system is actually backing him up, believe it or not. And they're thinking that his arrest is unjust. So the idea of ICE raiding our schools and removing a highly respected leader from our community is a stain on Iowa, and it's a stain on America, Matt Burney wrote on Facebook. It undermines trust, it threatens stability, and it sends a chilling message to educators and families across the state. Matt Burney later deleted that post, but not before it was copied and has been circulating. So the Directors Council, an umbrella group of several nonprofits that serve Des Moines' Black community in particular, said in a statement that Dr. Roberts has been a trusted partner, a dedicated advocate for equity, and an unwavering supporter of families and youths in Polk County. He does good work here. He is a highly qualified, highly respected member of this community, adding that his contributions to the wider community are immeasurable, and we stand with him during this uncertain moment. Wow, that's a tall order right there. Usually they'll back away and say, hey, we didn't know that he was illegal. We applied all in the proper places and we got approved. If he's illegal, take his ass away. But do you hear what they're saying about him? That's amazing. So Allison Holman, founder of Des Moines Refugee Support, told the Des Moines Register news media that she learned of Robert's arrest from the families of students who had called their parents asking, hey, nothing's going to happen to Dr. Roberts, right? Is Dr. Roberts going to be okay? It's the black and the brown kids who are worried, Holman said. I'll repeat that. It's the black and the brown kids who are worried. If it's Ian Roberts who's in trouble, what does that mean for them? Here's what we know so far about Dr. Ian Roberts and why he was arrested. So, Dr. Ian Roberts was apparently born on December 18th of 1973 ICE claims that he is from Guyana, and he first entered the United States of America in 1999 on a F1 student visa. In his Des Moines Superintendent bio, Roberts proudly shares that he was born to immigrant parents from Guyana and spent most of his formative years in Brooklyn, New York. So it didn't say he was born in Guyana in his Des Moines Superintendent bio. It says he was born to immigrant parents who were from Guyana. So according to the same bio, he graduated with a bachelor's degree from Coppin State University, and then he earned a master's degree from St. John's University and from Georgetown University. And then he received his doctorate in urban educational leadership from Trident University. So while at St. John's, Roberts specialized in the 800 meters as an athlete. He went on to compete in the 2000 Summer Olympics in Sydney, Australia, and he represented Guyana in that Olympics. Roberts started as superintendent of the Des Moines Public School District on July 1st of 2023. Prior to that, he served for 3 years as superintendent of the Mill Creek Township Penn School District. So he's been doing this. His 2+ decade career in education also includes administrative roles in St. Louis, in Baltimore, in Washington, D.C., and in the South Bronx in New York. According to his bio, Roberts has written about leadership, empathy, and cultural responsiveness, and is passionate about instructional excellence, diversity, equity, inclusion, and innovation in education. He also enjoys hunting. So, when considering candidates, the board was looking for educational experience, academic excellence, and a passion for innovation and inspiration. And they said, we found all those qualities and more in Dr. Roberts. Des Moines Public School Board Chair Terry Caldwell Johnson said, when Roberts was hired back in 2023, Dr. Roberts focused on creating equitable experiences for our students to thrive, paired with his commitment to continuous improvement, creates an exciting opportunity for our students, our staff, and for this community. According to the Des Moines Register, Roberts' salary was $305,917 annually, along with benefits. And that was for the 2024 to 2025 school year. Wow! Damn, he hit the jackpot. Mind you, he's been doing this for like 4 years. $305,917. That is a whopping hell of a salary. But for somebody who has earned all the way up to a doctorate, but I'm thinking, is he actually a holder of a doctorate degree? And why does ICE want to arrest and deport him? Well, let's get into that part of the story. So, let's see if all his credentials check out. His associates, his bachelor's, his master's, his PhD, all this, his work experience, his years. There are other professionals in the field who have known him over the years in service. So it's not like he just said or is saying that he's done these things. Other people have worked alongside him for years and knows that he has done these things. Well, if you're asking why was he arrested by ICE, let's get into that. So federal immigration authorities are now saying that Dr. Roberts has long been living and working in the United States of America without proper authorization, according to ICE. But how could that be if he has been here since he was a child? Did he not adjust his status? Did he have a green card at one point that expired? Let's find out. So according to ICE, Roberts overstayed his 1999 student visa, and he received a final order of removal from U.S. immigration judge on May 22nd of 2024. Damn. So from 1999 to 2024, over 2 decades and change, he was illegal in the United States of America. An immigration judge in Dallas, Texas, denied a motion to reopen his immigration case, a senior ICE official has told Fox News. So earlier on February 5th of 2020, it says that Roberts was arrested and he was charged with illegal possession of a weapon, and that was February 5th of 2020. And according to ICE, it is a violation of federal law for those who are in the U.S. without legal status to possess a firearm and or ammunition. So we're kind of looking at the same situation that dancehall star Squash found himself in. A lot of people were like, oh, Squash will be all right because he's in Florida. Florida is now an open carry state, which means you can carry a rifle across your back. You can carry a Desert Eagle hanging off your side. Nobody cares now. But Florida is a state where before this, it said that it was okay for you to conceal carry without a permit. Just hide a gun in your clothing and go on about your business and you should be okay. So a lot of people thought that Squash was going to be okay. The only problem was Squash was not a citizen and he was not a permanent resident either of the United States of America. And in order for you to bear arms, to carry a gun, you have to be either a green card holder or you have to be a citizen. Turns out Squash was neither of those, so he was in problems. Also, in this case, it is a violation of federal law for those in the U.S. without full legal status to possess a firearm and or ammunition. Well, it turns out Dr. Roberts was one of those. Keep in mind, he overstayed his 1999 student visa. And we're talking about him getting arrested in 2020. That's a long time after he overstayed that visa. So ICE said that the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, or ATF, they would be investigating how exactly is it that Roberts acquired that handgun that was found in his possession when he was recently arrested this Friday. It is reported that it was a loaded Glock 19. According to the ICE detainee local website, he is currently being held at a place called Pottawatomie County Jail in western Iowa. Wow. And the page also says that his place of birth is Guyana and not the United States of America, but his professional record says that he was born in the U.S. to Guyanese immigrant parents. So I guess he tweaked his accomplishments a little bit, but they're still investigating to get the full of what is actually happening in his case. Now, as that is happening and the news develops, it says that more than 2 days after his arrest, Des Moines public school officials say that they are still seeking the facts about Superintendent Dr. Ian Roberts' immigration status and the details surrounding his ICE detainment. Now, he was in the Olympics and he represented Guyana in the Olympics according to them. And he came here as a student. They so far have said, we don't know. Des Moines school district officials and an Iowa congressman, they are now pushing for more information. So after Roberts' arrest on Friday, federal immigration authorities say at the time of his arrest that he was working as the active superintendent despite being an illegal alien with a final order of removal or deportation, and he had no work authorization. So they're trying to figure out how the hell he got this job. The Department of Homeland Security referred to Roberts as a criminal illegal alien from Guyana. Wow. Now, I've seen him on videos, television appearances, talking about the school district and about his strategy that he uses to get these children learning and moving. So even brave enough to be on television doing these with improper status, that's weird. Again, they've said that this should be a wake-up call for our communities to the great work that our officers are doing every day to remove public safety threats. Mind you, this man wasn't threatening anybody. This man is the superintendent who many of the people who work around him are saying that he is like the cream of the crop type of person, the guy you want around. For all the good things that he has done to the school district, it is immeasurable, is how they describe him. But again, ERO or ICE St. Paul Field Office Director is saying that this is a testament to their great work. How this illegal alien was hired without work authorization, also with a final order of removal, is beyond us, beyond our comprehension, and we have to get to the bottom of this. So district officials says that Roberts passed multiple background checks before he was hired as the DMP's superintendent in 2023. And for the past 2 years, he's been getting a salary of over $300,000 a year. Right now, everybody is like passing the blame around. How this illegal alien was hired without work authorization, we don't know. He also had a final removal notice and still passed all the background checks. We don't know. According to the Iowa Board Educational Examiners, Roberts stated that he was a U.S. citizen on his application for an administrator license in 2023. They have said there were no red flags. We did a complete background check on him. There were no red flags about him. This is an individual who has worked in multiple states, that has served on multiple boards, that has been a superintendent before in other areas. Des Moines School Board Chair Jackie Norris said during an interview with KCCI Close Up Sunday News, "We followed all the steps in the process. And now I think we have to wait for the facts to come out," she said. Iowa Congressman Zach Nunn calls this incident a colossal failure. Nunn represents Iowa's 3rd congressional district, which includes Des Moines. The Republican representative is calling for DHS, Department of Homeland Security, to release information on when Roberts first entered the United States of America, details on any previous weapon incidents, and the order for his removal from this country. Please release all of this to us immediately. It was clear that under the Biden administration, they left that his appeal, nearly a 25-year process, had expired, and he was informed that he needed to leave the country under the Biden administration. Nunn said that during an interview on KCCI Close Up Sunday, at what point did he know that he needed to leave? And why did he fail to tell our community that he had been asked to leave the country? The school district told KCCI News that it was not notified about the deportation order either. Nunn said that regardless of whether they were required to or not, the Department of Homeland Security should have notified the school district. Nunn also said that he is seeking information from the school district. I think the key question here is, where was this I-9 that identified whether he was a U.S. citizen or not? How did he have a weapon if he was not a U.S. citizen or permanent resident? And why did he run from law enforcement to begin with? If he wasn't guilty of anything, why did he run from law enforcement? District officials says that Robert passed multiple background checks before he was hired at DMPS Superintendent in 2023. Baker Eubanks, who is an outside firm that operated on behalf of the district, told KCCI News that it performed the background screenings on Roberts in 2023, but it does not provide I-9 or work eligibility services, just a background check. Is he criminal, etc.? DMPS said that Roberts completed the required I-9 employment verification form. That form is used to confirm that an employee is legally authorized to work in the United States of America. The Iowa Board of Educational Examiners said that Roberts stated on that application that he was a U.S. citizen under the threat of perjury on his application for an administrator license in 2023. Norris also, they're about to charge his ass with perjury, which could see him doing prison time before he is actually deported. Also, this could turn out really bad for him because he might have to pay back restitution for that $300,000 plus that he's been getting for the past couple of years as his salary. So Norris said that there is nothing, or there is not anything the district could change about their process to vet employees. We followed the process, he said. We followed the complete process. And I think this is sparking a far broader conversation than just Des Moines Public School. And I think it's really important to point that out because citizenship is clearly so complex. She also added that the district needs more information. That is not acceptable, and we cannot allow that to happen. So we need to find out why, she said. Just like I'm sure you know Governor Reynolds and the state is trying to figure out why, because right now we both are in the same situation. Iowa Congressman Zach Nunn said that if the individual in question here committed perjury and lied on the I-9 form, if there was fraud committed, these are all things we want to be able to go after for criminal punishment. Nunn has asked the federal government for more information regarding Dr. Roberts' immigration status and past charges. So if he came as a student back in 1999 and he overstayed his visa then from 1999, how was he able to attend college to get an associate's degree and then a bachelor's degree and then a master's degree and then a PhD? Nunn also said that he is seeking information from the school district. And I think the key question here is, where was this I-9 form that identified whether he was a U.S. citizen or not? How did he have a weapon if he is not a U.S. citizen or permanent resident? And why did he run from law enforcement to begin with? Nunn said that this situation highlights the need to make sure that people who come to this country legally and have a pathway aren't being subverted by resources going to this level of enforcement on people who knowingly should not be here. He added that at the same time, the federal government needs to ensure that we're using our community partners to hold people accountable at the employer level as well as at the employee level as well. Why wasn't the MP or the district notified about Robert's 2024 deportation order? I mean, damn. He had been in the country since 1999 and no deportation order had been issued for him until 2024. Wow. And then a deportation order was issued for him, and he was working in such a prestigious and public office. And yet still, they did not notify the school board that, hey, the guy who y'all have running your school board as superintendent, we have a deportation order for him. So Roberts stated that the DMPS superintendent in 2023, according to the Department of Homeland Security, was ordered by an immigration judge to leave the United States of America in May of 2024. Norris said the district was never notified. So it's not their fault. We found out on Friday, just like everybody else did. She added that the situation could spark a conversation surrounding how ICE and the federal government chooses to notify people and if they notify employers as well. Nuns also said that regardless of whether the Department of Homeland Security is legally required to, the agency should have notified the school district. This is one of the areas I think is very challenging. As we go forward right now, if ICE is going to be operating in our community, candidly, with our Department of Public Safety, our community should be a part of this conversation. Well, we'll be holding the federal government accountable for this one, Nuns added. Wow. Now, where does the MPS re-imaging education school and bond referendum stand? So Iowans in the Des Moines Public School District, where he was superintendent, they are set to vote right now on a $265 million school bond referendum in November. Superintendent Ian Roberts, who has been heavily involved in that initiative, which the district referred to as the re-imaging or the reimagining education campaign. After Roberts' arrest, though, Norris said that the district will move forward with the campaign just as planned. He was the one who was spearheading that campaign to get $265 million into this school district. I think it's important to remember that re-imaging or reimagining education was actually catalyzed by a big board vision to think differently about education. Our community informed that, our teachers informed that, our staff and students informed that. And so our job is to take this big vision and continue to move forward, even without him around. Norris then added, of course they do. It's $200+ million. So we're going to keep moving forward with it, even with him not around. Norris added, they want the money. Norris added that as voters learn more about the bond referendum before the election on November 4th, the district will assure people it has a plan for the investment. We are excellent stewards of taxpayer dollars and our kids need it. This is about our kids. This is an investment in our children. Please do not make this about an immigrant and politics. What does DMPS students need to know before classes resume? Well, in partnership with interim superintendent Matt Smith, who has taken up space now in his place, Norris said that the district is ensuring that parents and staff will receive their regular communication regarding the impact of Robert's detainment. They will keep everybody up to date as to what's going on with Dr. Roberts and the impact that him being missing will have on their organization. We want to make sure that parents are comfortable having conversations with their children around or about this, and that teachers are too. Norris added that Roberts is someone who students saw in their classrooms that was sparking a energetic conversation. We have to make sure to acknowledge that Dr. Roberts is a human being, and at the same time, there are discrepancies in his citizenship status that we are navigating through, she said. And we got to get the kids and their families to understand this as well. Norris said that the district staff has prepared for planned walkouts and protests at Des Moines School this week. It's important to balance, right? Creating the condition for learning and also freedom of speech. I feel very confident in the staff's ability to navigate these things. They are so with Dr. Roberts, they are actually planning a protest, a walkout at the Des Moines School this week on his behalf. They want to know where he's being held. Is he getting proper representation? Why did they snatch him out of the school system like that? How come they failed to notify them when a deportation order was made against him last week? Just a bunch of stuff. And it comes down to the federal government not doing what they were supposed to do. Kind of like what happened in Maine with the Jamaican who was working as a police officer. So DMP's policy on weapons is that in a press release Friday, the district said that it has been reported that a loaded gun was found in a district vehicle that was provided to Dr. Roberts for his use. DMP's policy states that weapons are prohibited on school grounds or at a school-sponsored or school-related activity. That goes for all schools in the U.S., unless you are an officer or school officer who stands guard at the school armed. On Sunday, Norris says guns do not belong on school property or in school vehicles. So the fact that they caught him with one in the school vehicle, that's a whole nother issue to deal with. Norris, on her U.S. Senate campaign, separate from her role as chair of the Des Moines School Board, Jackie Norris announced in August that she is running for U.S. Senate as a Democrat. Ooh, so there's a lot at stake here. The $260-something million to the school board that Dr. Roberts was spearheading, her now being the chair of the Des Moines School Board while he is the superintendent. Somehow she was there. She should have known. And then she's going to be running for political office for U.S. Senate as a Democrat. I think this is probably going to come back to haunt her on the election campaign. It's a wide open race after incumbent Joni Ernst announced that she's not running for a re-election. So Norris did not comment on how the incident might impact her U.S. Senate campaign. She said, right now, I'm focused on doing my volunteer job, that is chair of the school board, and I'm so proud to represent this district. Damn it. Well, again, I could just imagine him running when they were coming after him. He drove off first and they chased him down, driving behind him. And then he pulled over, parked the car, jumped out and ran into bushes. Ah, man, that's a bad look. To go from somebody who is referred to as Dr. Roberts with a PhD to somebody who is hiding in bushes with the damn canine dogs coming to get you, to now being locked up in a ICE detention facility, and they are doing investigations to find out if his credentials are real and How did he get hired? How did he pass all these background screenings? And did he commit perjury? Perjury by lying about being a citizen on that I-9 verification form. Now, I'll be honest. If he lied on the I-9 verification form, that is the federal government's job to find out. They should have came back with a red flag saying this person is not a citizen like he said he is on this application. That is what that process is for. And looking at it now, it seems like the federal government dropped the ball again, and now they're passing the blame off to the school district again. Kind of like what happened in Maine with the Jamaican police, where they dropped the ball and then they tried to pass the blame off to the local police department, who actually went through them and got verified to hire that Jamaican as a police officer. Wow. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me if all your questions were answered. Tell me what you think about this one. I'll catch you on the next video. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.